'Twas the night before Christmas. Santa still posted outside. Reindeer letting it rip on the ride. Belly poking out, beard icy white. Man looking like he ate every cookie in sight. Elves was tweaked out, hopped on sweets. Bouncing off walls, fair little gremlins on feet. Santa checked the list like, let's see. Who behaved this year? Who finna get cold with receipts? Good kids sitting pretty, yeah, gifts on the way. Bad kids, oh no, Santa remembers what y'all did, okay? Some folks ain't jolly, some folks ain't right, and Santa make real sure karma pull up tonight. Dark night before Christmas, kids snoring real deep. Perfect setup for Santa to slide through and collect on that beef. Welcome back to Ennsville, the town where everything weird happens, and it's currently Christmas Eve, and we see our disaster trio in line at the mall to meet Santa Claus. Billy takes off screaming, "Santa! Santa! Santa!" While Mandy stands there calling Santa a scam cooked up by corporations to sell junk. I mean, is she wrong though? But it's wild for Mandy to say Santa ain't real when she's literally best friends with the Grim Reaper. This is a girl who has personally met a literal goddess, thrown hands with monsters, casually dealt with zombies, a mummy, werewolves, aliens, and a giant spider who believes Billy is his father.
Ow! I'll damn you good, you filthy bug! Why won't you love me, Dad? I'll be anything you want me to be. I want you to be dead!
The list is long and unhinged, so the idea that Santa Claus is where Mandy suddenly draws the line is honestly hilarious. Grimm, however, claims Santa is real and casually mentions that they went to college together, which opens up more questions than answers. Cut to the mall, Santa, General Scar, who is clearly doing this job under duress. For context, General Scar is a retired villain whose organization went bankrupt. After Billy pops a squat on his lap, he proceeds to mark him like a fire hydrant. The mall erupts into chaos as people realize Santa is fake. The parents, for some reason, are madder about it than the kids are. They knock over a Christmas tree, it catches fire for no reason, and everyone cheers like this is a sports event. Shoppers start throwing hands. Scar gets jumped and begs for mercy while screaming that it's just a job. Grim looks around at the flaming wreckage and says, yeah, it's time for us to bounce. How come I take you brats anywhere something burns to the ground?
I blame the economy.
Mandy, still unbothered, demands proof that Santa exists. Grim, ready to knock Mandy down a peg or two, rips a hole in the fabric of reality and they land at the North Pole. They find Santa's workshop and sleigh. Mandy insists it could belong to a rogue Eskimo. Grim finds it strange that Santa will leave his sleigh's engines running. So, if Santa's sleigh is essentially a car, why does he still use reindeer? Is that just for aesthetic and marketing? The trio continues their ventures to Santa's workshop, where everything is run down and eerily quiet. Grim knocks at the door but no answer. Mandy makes a sly comment, if you saw the Grim Reaper at your door, would you answer? She does make a point. Grim uses a skeleton key and turns on the lights, revealing Miss Thickum's Nancy Claus. It's okay everybody, it's just death. Mandy stares in disbelief at the sight of Mrs. Claus, meaning she was wrong, and Billy celebrates being right. Nancy, clearly shaken, can't even answer Grimm's questions properly. She just starts leading them downstairs, and when they get there, oh! What in the Saw movie Billy the Puppet side quest North Pole torture chamber is this? Apparently, this is where Santa's workshop stores all the defective toys that should never ever see daylight. Cannibal puppets, dolls whose eyes pop clean out their skulls. Honestly, I'm sitting here wondering why nobody has suggested throwing things directly in the furnace. Because what child on earth wakes up Christmas morning hoping for a flesh-eating puppet? Mandy, of course, is completely unfazed.
Now this is the kind of Christmas I could get into.
Then Nancy breaks down crying and reveals the real issue. They've been keeping Santa in a gingerbread coffin since the accident. The accident? Excuse me, did Santa die? Nancy and the two elves slowly open the coffin, and immediately those elves decided they've clocked enough hours and dipped out in fear. From inside the coffin comes heavy, wheezing breathing. Billy leans in, hopeful as ever, and calls out, Santa? I'll
swallow your soul!
The way believe my soul escaped from my body the first time I saw this. This was nightmare fuel for 7-year-old me. Nancy gives us a quick recap that Santa got bit by a vampire. How? We don't know. He just got randomly bit out of the blue one day. And as if things couldn't get any worse, if they don't fix this by midnight, Christmas is canceled forever. Nancy explains she came back from chopping wood to find Santa draining an elf who wanted to be a dentist. Not to get off topic, but how does one get a job as Santa's elves? Do you apply online? Or are you born as a Christmas elf? And do you only work during the season of Christmas and unemployed for the rest of the year? Anyways. Mandy sharpens a stake and explains they need to find the head vampire and pack him up to save Christmas. Nancy reveals it might be Baron Von Ghoulish. Billy stays behind as the man of the house, so you know shenanigans are about to happen. He takes it very seriously and promises Nancy help. Nancy has another breakdown as nobody has ever offered to help her before. Keep that in mind for later. Meanwhile, Grim and Manny finally pull up to the Castle of No Return. They peep through the window and what do they see? A flamboyant vampire in a British wig, strutting around like Dracula got cast on RuPaul's Drag Race. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Baron Von Ghoulish, the baddest bitch on the block. He turns out to be a neat freak, and instead of panicking over intruders, he's having a full meltdown about his silk bedspread. Not the break-in.
Hello? Get your feet off my bedspread! I mean, what's wrong with you people?
Mandy, being Mandy, does not engage in conversation. She engages in immediate murder. Stabbing through the heart, Baron turns to ashes, Christmas is saved, cut to the credits. Baron respawns, absolutely offended, not because Mandy tried to end his life, but because now there's ash in his carpet. And apparently that stain is eternal. Once he's done being dramatic, he informs them they're actually looking for the head vampire, whoever that is, and decides to tag along because he's always dreamed of saving Christmas. Back at the workshop, Billy helps Nancy with a bunch of chores. She praises him and casually mentions the New World Order. Wait, we can't just gloss over that. What New World Order are you talking about, lady? So everybody circles back together and Baron is innocent. Nancy, acting really calm for someone with secrets, suggests they ask Santa what he remembers from before he got bitten. Before Grim can head downstairs, Nancy snatches his scythe. Grim. That was your first red flag. Immediately after, she slams the door shut, locks him in, and Santa is suddenly off his chains and ready to feast. Now the three are trapped in the basement with Vampire Santa, and first of all,
I was like, damn nigga, what you doing out here with all this ass? Double cheeked up on a Thursday afternoon.
That's not from being in the gym, that's a lifetime of milk and cookies doing leg day. And then, right when it's least helpful, Baron finally remembers that Nancy Claus is the head vampire. This information would have been helpful 5 minutes ago. In order to bring Santa back, they need to restore his Christmas cheer.
Up on the housetop, reindeer paws, out jumps good old Santa Claus.
They manage to bring back Santa, only for Mandy to tackle him, prepare to kill him by stabbing his heart. Grim stops her, they all book it out the basement, regroup, and finally confront Nancy.
I am the head vampire!
Now we finally get Mrs. Claus' tragic backstory. Nancy explains that once upon a time, she and Santa were actually happy, in love, a team. They started the whole Christmas business together from the ground up. But somewhere along the way, Santa got obsessed with the naughty and nice list. Not the marriage, not the workload, the list. And guess who got stuck doing literally everything else? Nancy. Santa clocks in one day a year, reads name, says ho ho ho, and goes back to bed. Meanwhile, Nancy is working 364 days straight, underappreciated, exhausted, and running a multinational holiday operation by herself. So yeah, this Christmas special is basically about how not helping with housework can absolutely push a woman to vampirism and global domination. She turns Santa not out of pure evil, but out of burnout. Weaponized burnout. Mandy, however, does not care about the trauma dump at all. She listens for approximately 2 seconds and immediately clocks the real plan. Nancy turns Santa into a vampire so she can send him out on Christmas night and have him turn the entire world into vampires. Nancy pauses, thinks about it, and goes, huh, That's actually brilliant. She admits she mostly just wanted a break, thanks Mandy for the evil worldwide domination plan, and immediately sent her vampire elves to attack. Meanwhile, Billy exists on his own frequency. He's off wandering around and accidentally finds Santa's emergency vampire system because Santa has protocols because he's been turned into a vampire before and planned accordingly. While Grim and Mandy are fighting for their lives, Billy is about to save Christmas by following instructions like the MVP he is. So Mandy and Grim retreat into the toy room thinking they caught a break.
What's good, Nyuka?
Vampire elves immediately jump Grim like it's Black Friday and he's the last TV on sale. Mandy goes to confront Nancy, who is seconds away from murdering Mrs. Claus with a doll.
And I thought she was ugly before.
Just as they were about to fight, Billy comes skidding in holding a bowl of freshly baked cookies, which he presents to Santa, returning him to normal. Because for some reason, cookies are stronger than vampirism, curses, and marital resentments. Santa joins Billy in confronting Nancy. Billy awkwardly but sincerely explains how Christmas feels to him and coaches Santa through a heartfelt apology. Nancy forgives Santa, apologizing to everyone for almost ruining Christmas and unleashing vampire elves on the world. And Mandy, ever the realist, points out that this whole mess could absolutely happen again. Santa calmly responds that Nancy was a vampire long before he met her.
Between you and me, this is like the 6th or 7th time she's turned me into a vampire.
So you just cool with your wife turning you without your consent? Alright, love is love, I guess. Cue to end credits. Christmas arrives, Grim gets a brand new scythe because Death deserves nice things too. Mandy gets coal, Billy helps guide Santa's sleigh and casually mentions his family also celebrates Hanukkah, implying that at least one of his parents is Jewish. Santa is unvampired, for now. The world survives another holiday. Oh, and here's a fun random Easter egg to seal the deal. Originally, Maxwell Adams, the creator of Billy and Mandy, planned to use Krampus in this episode, but scrapped the idea because Krampus looked too much like Satan, and Cartoon Network had already done Satan twice in the 90s, Cow and Chicken in the Powerpuff Girls. And you know what? I'm not mad at it, because Vampire Santa is way more unhinged, way more random, and exactly the kind of left field chaos this show thrives on. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. And we're getting closer and closer to Christmas. I have something very special for all of you on that day. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!